I know even today we're having people watching on social media, Facebook, YouTube, on other medias like TV. Tonight, we are having a couple. I'm having a couple with me here. A gentleman and a lady. They are married, but they have a living testimony about God's goodness. The other time, we were testifying about God healing a man called Robert, healing him of HIV/AIDS. Even today, I'm yet having another testimony about HIV/AIDS. It sounds something that is unbelievable, but we have seen God's hand work for people. We have seen God doing miracles for people. We are now counting number 9 people so far testifying. They have been tested. They have been tested positive before, not once, not twice, but more than 3 times. And they have tested negative with very many sophisticated machines in SAS Clinic, Ebenezer, Joint Clinical Research Institute. We have seen these people being tested. Today, extent of even testing DNA. This evening, without taking a lot of time, I want the lady and gentleman to introduce themselves to you, then we continue and see what really God did for them in this miracle. You're welcome. Sir, you can...
Okay, sir. I am Chisada Emmanuel. I minister at Seeta Cathedral. My pastor is Pastor Nyanzi. I'm happy to be here and testify of the goodness of the Almighty Lord.
Yeah, I'm Deborah Sada. I'm here to testify of God healing HIV.
You are healed of HIV/AIDS.
Yeah.
People are having a heavy debate about HIV/AIDS. Can you tell us your audio? What really happened? How did you contract the virus?
Okay. Let me first tell you how I came to church. Then later, I'll tell you how I contracted the virus.
So,
yeah. I came to know Pastor Nyanzi in 2012 when I came to an overnight. When I came to an overnight, I was an alcoholic and I used to use drugs. So when I came to that overnight, I got saved. Yeah. Then in 2014, I finished my S4.
2 years later.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I finished my S4. Then after finishing my S4, during the vacation, it took long. I realized that I was not going to go back to school. Yeah. So the vacation, I think, was over. So I decided to get a job. In that time to get a job, my aunt called me and she told me that I have a friend of mine where I can get for your job. So I said, okay, I'll come and see if I can manage the job.
You were not told the type of job you want to go in for?
No, she just told me that I have a friend of mine who can get for your job.
Yeah.
That friend of mine has a company to get for your job easily. So, but before going, I went and told my pastor. Yeah, and told him that I want to go and work. My aunt has got for me a job. Then my pastor told me that I think you stay here, don't go. But for me, I said, she's my
So Pastor Nyanzi did not buy the idea of you going to get a job?
Yeah, he told me, don't go. You can get a job here, don't go. But for me, I said, she's my aunt. I trust her. Let me go and work. Yeah. So I told him, let me see. I told the pastor, let me see. But when I went, I just packed my things and went to my aunt. So when I went to my aunt, that very day we did not go anywhere. But the next morning, she dropped me somewhere.
Where was your auntie?
Chalwajara.
Chalwajara?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she put me in her car and she told me, let me take you to the friend of mine.
Workplace?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where I told you that you get the job. When we went, I remember it was in Table Road, in my understanding. when she drove, she stopped at a warehouse.
Along Entebbe?
Along Entebbe.
Yes.
But not on the main road.
Okay, not along, you see, Entebbe Road is this other road that comes from Egan House down to around Queensway. But now you're talking about Entebbe Kampala Road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, continue.
So she drove up to a warehouse.
The place looked like a warehouse.
Yeah.
Yes. It is a warehouse.
Yeah, but very, very, very old.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we reached there, I was wondering what kind of place.
Which area of Entebbe? Did you know exact area?
No, but I stopped understanding it was Entebbe Road.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we reached the warehouse, we found there some men. They were white men and some blacks.
Yeah.
But it seemed that the white men were the bosses.
Mm.
Yeah. So when we reached, I remember this man grabbed me inside and she dropped off her car and left
They
me
just
there.
grabbed you in and she didn't say a word to them.
She didn't say a word.
Yeah.
And she drove away. So I was wondering what is happening, what is going on. And these men started beating me and they told me that you are now ours. Your aunt has sold you to us. So
That's when you came to realize that you have been sold off.
Yeah, I was not getting a job.
Yes.
Yeah. So when they took me inside, I thought I was alone. I found very many girls inside.
Only girls?
Only girls.
Yeah.
And when I reached inside, I started to wonder what was going on, what I was going to do. But these men were, I don't know how to describe these men. They were treating these girls very badly, so badly. So I joined the girls. So it took some time in that warehouse, but these men used to use us sexually. Every day, anytime.
You were sexually abused?
Yeah, anytime, and beating us.
So they were abusing you sexually?
Yeah.
And different men used to come in at any time?
Yeah, at any time,
Yeah.
different men. What we used to hear them saying, they were saying that, I think this one will work, let us take her. This one will work, let us take her. And we were wondering, why are they taking these girls?
So they could come pick on one person?
Yeah.
Take that one?
Yeah.
For work?
Yeah, but as we wouldn't get out to see what they were doing, we don't know if they were taking these girls abroad, but they were saying, we are taking this one, let us take this one to Malaysia, let us,
So you used to keep indoor?
Yeah, we were always indoor. No getting out, indoor.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but what we realized, these men were sick.
Yeah.
And the very bad thing, they used to use us sexually without any protection. Yeah. So after some time, they took us for a checkup, but they wouldn't take us outside. They would bring a doctor in.
So you were tested?
Yeah.
For HIV?
Yeah.
AIDS?
Yeah.
And they had to bring in a doctor?
A doctor?
Test you from inside?
To test.
Yeah.
Because there are those tests that can be carried out without using a machine.
With the strip?
Yeah. I don't know how they call them, but they just put on your blood. After a while, they...
Changes the color?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you understand. So, they didn't tell us that you are sick. But they came in like 3 men and they said, we are not taking this one, we are not taking this one is sick, you understand. So they separated us. These ones who were negative, they put them in another room and they left us in this room. So they separated us because for us we were positive.
Yeah.
And the other girls, some of them were not yet contacted with the virus. They were negative. So after separating us, they came in and they said, since these ones are positive, we shall see what to do with them.
They openly told you that?
Yeah, like you come in, the two of you, since we're the bosses,
Yeah.
you are not scared of us. You just speak anything you want.
Yeah.
So they came in, I remember they were 3, and they said to themselves,
Yeah.
since these ones are positive, we shall see what to do with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were wondering, remember, life was not good. They were beating us, they were using us every day. We were like their wives. Yeah. But
How was the feeling?
the feeling was, they can give you today, tomorrow they don't give you.
Feeling on what?
They would give us posho, another day you don't get, like that.
Yeah. So after getting to know that now you were separated, those who were HIV positive, you were in one room. Then the ones that were negative were in the other room. How did you feel? What did you think of after getting to know that you are HIV positive, you had contracted the virus?
Yeah, we felt so bad because we had hope that maybe someday will come and rescue us. Someone would know of this warehouse and come and take us out of this place. But now we are HIV positive. Even if we get out, there is no hope.
Yeah.
HIV is not cured. So, but remember, because they were not treating us good, some girls would die. And they take out the corpse like that.
They die within the rooms?
Yeah. You know what they call being used like 5 times a day?
Mm-hmm.
Some girls were not able to manage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they would die. After that time, I think that very day, when I knew that I was HIV positive, and I asked myself a lot of questions, I started thinking of home, and there was nowhere to get out. But in that very night, I got a dream. Remember, I had a pastor.
Yeah. You, to whom you came and told about the job they are going to get you,
Yeah.
and he said, don't go.
Yeah.
But for you, you wanted the money and you insisted and went to the auntie.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that very night, I got a dream. And in that dream, I saw my pastor. And he was telling me that, come back, my child. But in the morning, I could remember the dream very well, but I wanted, come back. Where am I?
You've dreamt of the pastor telling you, come back, my child.
Yeah.
But now, the way out.
There was no way out.
Yes.
Remember, we were indoor, and the gate always had a guard.
You've mentioned about the pastor a number of times. What are the names of your pastor?
Pastor Henry Nyanzi.
Okay,
From
good.
Seeta
Cathedral. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I saw him in that dream, in the morning, I wondered and I ignored the dream.
Yeah.
Then the very night again.
The following night.
The following night.
Yes.
Yeah, I got another dream. And the dream, in it was the same pastor, Pastor Henry Nyanzi. And he was telling me that the God who pulled you out of alcoholism and drugs can save you. Then in the morning, can save me. But in the morning, I saw something I've never seen in my life. That gate always had a guard on it.
Yes.
But in that morning, the gate was open and there was no guard on it. And I wondered, am I seeing well? What am I seeing? The gate was open, there was no guard. And I wondered, where is the guard? Is he outside? Where is he? So, in my mind, what I thought of was escaping.
Ah.
Yeah, was escaping. So I grabbed some money. There was some money there. I grabbed it.
Who used to give you that money?
I don't know, it was for this man. It was not mine.
Oh, so you got it from their office? Well,
When I opened the door, because in the inside the house,
yeah.
they would not close our doors.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So when I opened, I saw some money somewhere, and I grabbed the money
Yeah.
and escaped out of the gate. But I was.
So you grabbed the money,
Yeah,
you went to the gate and moved out.
and moved out.
You didn't see anyone calling
There
you
was
back?
no anyone.
Yeah.
Only the girls inside told me that if they find you, they are going to kill you.
But for you were determined to leave.
I was determined because I was already tired of the situation. Yeah, and I escaped. So when I escaped,
So when you got out of the warehouse,
I just ran in everywhere I saw. When I reached Namen, I got a border. I told him, take me to Seeta.
from a table?
Take me to Mukono.
Yeah. How much money did you have with you?
I don't know, I was not thinking straight. I just grabbed the money, which I saw. And when I got this border guy, I told him, take me to Mukono. When I reached Mukono, I just gave him the money.
All the money? So you don't know how much
I
you had?
don't know. I just gave him the money.
Yeah. So what happened after that?
So when I reached to Mukono, I said, now I'm out. I'm free.
You went to Mukono or Seeta?
Okay, they are the same, but Seeta.
Seeta, yeah.
So I said, now I'm free, but still HIV positive. So sitting down and thinking, I said, I saw Pastor Nyanzi
In the dream?
in a dream.
Yes.
In the dream, God can save you. Found the gate open. Let me go there.
So you started seeing signs and connections of the dream?
Yeah.
Yes.
And said, let me go to him. So when I reached to him, he was happy to see me.
Where did you find Pastor?
I found him at Seeta Cathedral.
At church?
Yeah. In that time, they used to have counseling every Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah. So I went on Tuesday and met him. And
Okay, it was during the counseling session?
yeah, counseling
Yes.
session. And he gave me time. So I told him, he told me you went to work. How was everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I told him, yeah, this and this and this. My aunt did not take me to work.
That
She
just
sold
sold
me
me
off.
off, yeah.
Yeah. So I told him, I saw in the dream, and I think it's why I'm here. But still, I'm HIV positive.
I've contracted the virus
Yeah.
from this man.
Yeah, because when I told him that these men were using us sexually, he also asked me, were they using protection? I said no. And that's why I'm HIV positive. So he started to counsel me, to talk to me.
Now, when they tested you, when the other men tested you, when you came back, before seeing Pastor, did you do any test or you came with only the other test that was done?
Yeah. So yeah, I remember. When I went out of this gate, after coming back to Seeta,
Yeah.
I said, but maybe these men were lying.
Yes.
Let me go and test again. So I went to Reza.
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 Where is Reza?
Reza along Entebbe Road.
Okay, you went back to Entebbe Road?
Yeah. I went with a friend
Yeah.
and I went to
The hospital is called Reza what?
Reza Medical Center.
Can you try to direct us to when you reach Reza?
When you reach Reza, there is a post On it there is Reza St. Nabatanzi Hospital.
Along the highway.
Yeah, along the highway.
Yes.
Yeah, and this was the paper. This was the card of
St. Margaret Health Center, Reza.
yeah.
There's a number 364. So they gave you a medical card.
Yeah, every patient when you go there, they give you a card, then you go and meet the doctor.
So this is the card that was given. Though we are now calling you Deborah Chisada,
Yeah,
but before getting Deborah Chisada, your maiden name is Nabatanzi.
yeah.
Okay. So the reason as to why you are seeing Nabatanzi Deborah is because she was called Nabatanzi Deborah before getting married. Hmm?
There is another form here, though it's faded.
This is a little faint, but again from the same hospital. You paid 22,000
Yeah,
for the test. This is still from Reza. Reza, it is called Reza St. Margaret Health Center, Reza. When you went to Reza,
yeah. They confirmed me that you are HIV positive.
so you got to know that the other men were not lying.
Yeah.
You were really positive.
They were right.
Yeah.
So,
So
when,
after testing in Reza, that's when you came to meet Pastor.
yeah,
Okay, can continue.
yeah. When I told him, he told me that, what is funny, he did not tell me that, remember, I refused you.
Yeah.
No. But he gave me counseling. And in that counseling, there were two statements that were very crucial to me. Yeah. The first statement was, God was there in the beginning. He still lives and he will always live.
Yeah.
That was the first statement. And the second statement, he told me that our God is a miracle working God.
Yes.
He does miracles. If he healed Naroga of HIV,
Yeah.
he can heal you.
Ladies and gentlemen, people watching, when you check on Facebook and YouTube, there's a testimony that was given to us by Mrs. Tamara Ibrahim. Oh, she's nicknamed Mrs. Segwan, like you may have watched. But if you check on Facebook and YouTube, you will be finding her testimony. She was also healed of HIV. So the reference that was given to Nabatanzi Deborah was for that lady in Cathedral. So that's why it was the reference given to Nabatanzi. Yes, you can continue.
Yeah.
That the God who healed
Naroga
can heal you.
Yeah. After that, he told me that we shall pray together.
Yeah.
I will pray for you. So he started praying for me. Not every day, but whenever I come to church and he would call the sick, I would go there to be prayed for.
Yes.
Yeah. He prayed for me so many times, but I remember 3 times when he prayed for me.
The 3 times you can remember very well. Yes.
Yeah. But when he always prayed for me, he would blow the air unto me. Yeah. And whenever he prayed for me, I fell down.
He could just come and blow air onto you.
Yeah.
Yes, then you fall down.
Yeah.
What was your experience like? Why were you collapsing and going down?
That's where I'm coming.
Yes.
When he always prayed for me, I don't know, power touched me.
Yeah. God's power.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I fell down. On the ground, I would feel my body separate.
You could just feel you've lost
Energy.
Yes.
And fall down.
Yes.
On the ground, I would feel like every part alone, separated.
Like you've been divided.
Yeah.
One hand, one side, and
I would feel no pain,
yes,
but I would feel
like every part of the body
separated.
is put aside.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I couldn't get up. But after 30 minutes, I would gain energy and get up whenever he prayed for me.
So every after some like 30 minutes, you could feel the body coming back.
Coming back together, getting energy, getting back.
Okay.
Yeah. So after.
So you were telling us that was done around 3 times.
Yeah.
Yes.
So after some time, remember, he was praying for me, and Naroga would come and testify.
So you would get the courage.
Yeah, I would get the courage from Naroga.
Yes.
So after some time, I said, why don't I go for a checkup and see? Maybe his words can work. So I went to Namirembe
and see if
and
the God
see
that healed
Naroga
has done it for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I tested. My God, I was still positive. And these are the results. I was still positive.
She went to Namirembe and she still tested positive. After 2 times of prayer, she still had the virus in her blood. Yes.
Yeah.
Did you still have the faith of being prayed for?
I wondered and said, if this God healed Naroga, why doesn't he heal me? Yeah. But I did not stop, and I went back.
You didn't lose hope?
Yeah. Even Pastor would call me and pray for me. He would say, come and I pray for you, come. So he prayed for me that 3rd time.
Yeah.
When he prayed for me, I felt the same thing as I told you.
The body was put apart?
Yeah. So I went back to test again. I went back to Namirembe again. So when they told me, this time around, they told me that your blood is confusing us, we don't understand. And they told me, sometimes these machines break down, So they told me, but let us check again.
They did the first test
because because they did.
They knew that you had been there before.
Yeah,
yes.
Because they did this first test when I went back, and they found out that I was negative. Remember, they tested me first, and I was positive.
Yes.
So they told me, let me test you again. These machines do mistakes, something like that. So I told them, you check again.
Yeah.
When they checked again, I was negative. And they said, we don't understand, but maybe you can try out another hospital and check.
They didn't give you the results?
No. Because they said, for us, we don't believe that someone can be positive.
Then turns negative.
Yeah. So, after, I went to SAS clinic. Because SAS clinic, their results are accepted. And for them,
it is one of the few hospitals that has the sophisticated machines that can really test for HIV.
For them, their machines cannot break down.
Okay.
Yeah. When they tested, they found out I was negative. Yeah. That is how I got healed.
So, this lady says she tested. First of all, they tested her in the other warehouse where she was being abused. She was positive. She went to Reza. She was tested positive. She came to Mokono, Church of Uganda Hospital. She was tested positive. These are the slip I showed you, the last one I showed you. Then now, she goes to SARS clinic and she was tested negative. She was tested negative. I can see the doctor is, sorry, I don't know, the lab attendant, Justin. Let me see, another is Nabatanzi Deborah. Okay. So let me hope my camera people have got this very well. So you were tested negative.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
I was also amazed because I also had a belief that HIV is not cured.
Yeah.
But now I'm...
Though your pastor will tell you, you can receive a miracle, yeah?
Yeah, but as people say that HIV is not cured, so I was also believing it.
Yeah.
But now I'm negative.
Yes.
I was happy beyond. I was happy. So after I went and told my pastor that these are the results, and he told me that I was telling him that our God is a miracle working God.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After some time, I had to get married, and a man called Seeta Emmanuel came and proposed to me because he was a member of Seeta Cathedral. He knew that I was once positive and now I'm negative.
Yes.
So he came and proposed to me, and he told me that I want to marry.
Yes.
And I also accepted, and we proceeded.
To pastor.
Yeah.
That's why we are having Mr. Gisada here with us. Yes, Mr. Gisada. How did you get the courage to go and propose to a girl whom you well knew that was once positive and she was tested negative? But of course it is not you who tested, but you are just getting it from her. What really happened? And how did you come up with that courage?
Well, as a born-again Christian,
Yes.
I totally believe in God. And I know God can do very many unusual things. When I came to Seeta Cathedral, there was a lady who always came to testify. She was called Naroga. She always came and testified and said, Pastor Henry has prayed for her and she was healed of HIV. It was the first time I was hearing of that. I had never heard it anywhere.
Yes.
So I got to believe. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I stayed at Seeta Cathedral. I admired the fact that Pastor Henry can actually pray for someone and this person gets healed.
Yeah.
It was it was something very new, and I admired it about him. So it's one of the things that held me in church. So it came to a time, Pastor asked me, how old are you when I married? I told him, well, I haven't seen someone yet. So time came, I saw Deborah. She came to church, of course. Pastor prayed for her. I am an usher in church. We used to carry her and put her aside. We saw Pastor praying for her every day. We actually didn't know what he was praying for her. We didn't know.
Because he used not to mention.
Yeah, he did not mention. Until this one day when she came to testify.
Yeah.
It was exciting. It was shocking. It was very nice that we were seeing another person who was healed. I think she was, at the time when we had Naroga, I think. So it was very nice. We celebrated in church and, well, it passed. But then, after a time, I developed love for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can see she's a very beautiful girl. So,
Really.
yeah.
The cameraman should really show this wonderful lady, Mrs. Gisada. Yes, please.
So, before talking to her, I went to Pastor's office and consulted with him and said, I don't know, it's very good. So we started the processes. I talked to my parents. I asked her to talk to her parents. But I did not tell them her story. However,
You didn't tell your parents her story?
yes.
Yes.
However, my mother, at that time was praying with us at Seeta Cathedral. So over time she found out about the story, and I told her about the entire story.
It was only your mom?
Only me.
Yes.
So I told her, but she was a little skeptical, as you know. Yeah. So we continued.
You went into preparations of...
Went into the preparations.
Yes.
I visited her paternal auntie.
Yes.
We came up with a date for the introduction ceremony.
Yes.
But at that time, my parents were not aware.
So the mom.
So
but the rest of the family?
Yes.
Yes.
So a lot of pulling ropes here and there. You're rushing, you're this, you're the other, out of things. But I was determined. He says, no, this is the time.
You want to tell people who are viewing that people came into your support because of the miracle that really happened to Deborah?
Yes.
Yes.
It was a very wonderful thing. I didn't really expect it.
Yes.
So we had a very nice function.
Yes.
We had members from church. We had some of my family members, my aunties, and a few uncles, and a few cousins here and there, plus my mother and my sister. So we went to Baju. It's called Baju here in Seeta for the introduction. Yeah, the introduction went so well. Everything went on normally until at the close of the event, before cutting the cake, when.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I was in the middle of all this, what I would say, that turned out to be circus in the end, and I attended the function on behalf of Pastor Henry Nyanzi, being the church administrator and in charge of marriage department as well. I had to represent the pastor. Abazadde abatuzalira omuwala omulungi Deborah, kansabe abavudde ku Seeta Cathedral mbakuleko mu ngalo. Neesiimye nnyo okubeera mu maaso gammwe akawungezi k'olunaku lwa leero. Nviira ku ku Seeta Cathedral esumbibwa omusumba Henry Nyanzi Ssaalongo, era ntumye akawungezi k'olunaku lwa leero obubaka eri omwana omulenzi Emma Kisaada n'omwana omuwala Deborah. Nze yeetise obubaka, nze Kasaato Godfrey nga ndi administrator w'ekkanisa eyo. Obubaka bwe nnina eri abagole bano, omusumba mmwe antumye obategeeza nti abaagala nnyo mu linnya lya Yesu Kristo Mwana wa Katonda omulamu, era abayozaayoza okutuuka ku lunaku luno olw'enjawulo. And give a speech on behalf of the pastor on that occasion. So when I was called up on their function, it was really a brilliant function. The Mugole looked wonderful, beautiful, and the suits were good for her, and everything was well. So when they called me up, I triggered the battle, I think. I should say, I triggered the battle. Testifying is part of us, the Pentecostals, the born again. More so in Seeta Cathedral, where we've seen God heal cancer, God heal hernia, God heal, we have seen the impotent give birth. N'olwekyo okwanjula kuno kwa njawulo nnyo era kwa byafaayo olw'ensonga eno gyegenda okubagamba bammanga. Omwana w'obuwala oyo alina obujulizi obw'enjawulo. Ensi yonna abasinga obungi bwe bakuba empaka ne bawakana, amiina, naye nga mazima Katonda bye binene byakola. Katonda teyakoma ku mulembe guli kuzuukiza bafu, ne kati akyabazuukiza akyawonya n'endwadde. Omwana ow'obuwala Deborah yeegasse ku bantu, tuweza abantu 8 nga balina likodi y'empapula z'eddwaliro etali bbaluwa emu, ezitali bbaluwa 2 wabula ebbaluwa essuukamu 3 nga baali balwadde ba siriimu ne bawonyezebwa. Omwana ow'obuwala oyo gwe mulaba baamukebera emirundi 3 mu malwaliro ag'enjawulo, nga buli musawo avaayo agamba nti oli mulwadde w'akawuka ka mukenenya.
We have seen people with hypertension getting healed, people with diabetes being healed, and very many more diseases. We've seen people with problems with the liver that is no longer functioning, kidneys put back to normal. God has done a lot. So when it came to the HIV/AIDS, of course, for me, I have to testify about God's goodness, about how God who has healed someone of HIV, and He's the same good God that has given her a man, a handsome man. So I had to testify, not knowing that this young man had not told the family about what had happened to the bride.
Naye omusumba yamusabira emirundi 3. Wetwogerera wano ne bw'obanga okuba empaka zenkana zitya muwala wammwe wuuno oliwadde mbu omuntu amudwaliro lyonna n'omukebeza takyalina kawuka ka siriimu mu musaayi ku linnya lya Yesu.
So of course from there I just saw people passing into tears.
Ate muwulire bannyina ne baganda ba Kisaada nja bakakasa saagala mubeere munakweyalika yadde n'omuntu n'ogumu. Ono omwana w'obuwala tetuli bazoole, mwana mulamu. Era temulowooza nti mwannyina mmwe ne oba muganda wammwe bamutadde mu ccupa. Tukola ekintu kye tumanyi nga tuli mu mateeka, twakabeera n'embaga enegenda kubeera mbaga ya 5 ng'abantu baali babaddeko abalwadde ba siriimu ne babasabira ne bawona. Amiina. Kubanga ne mu gavumenti tekikkirizibwa kugatta bantu ba discordants.
So you can put it from there.
Yeah, so after
because you are in the middle of the scene and it is you, they push all the lots of words to you. So what was the family saying?
Yeah, my family was from the function. They all walked out from the function. They were very disappointed. Some of them I had saying, "Oh, these stupid people have killed our son. They have confused him. We have lost our son." Throughout my growing, I've been a favorite child in the family, the entire family. So it was a huge blow to them, what they felt. So they all walked off from the function before it could end. So they left. The ladies were all in tears, very big disappointment. So by the time we finished the function, none of them was present. So they went back home. Later when I went back home, I was told they were very angry, very furious, and they had decided that they should get a lawyer and go and contest this. Our wedding was meant to be the following weekend. They said they will not allow it to happen.
Yes.
They will do whatever it takes to stop that wedding. So it was a very big battle. I didn't have peace at all. Everyone was angry at me. People were saying this and the other. Until eventually, 2 of my aunties called me and they said they need to meet me with my wife and have a talk with us. So we went up to meet them. We met them in town. We talked. And but before that, I went back to Pastor. I told him what had happened.
Yes.
He said, no, don't worry. Whoever wants to test, I have enough money. I'll pay for those tests. Whichever hospital they want, they can go and test and confirm that she's actually negative.
Hospitals of their choice.
Of their choice.
Yes.
Doctors of their choice.
Yes.
Pastor said he was ready to pay for those hospitals.
For the cost. Yeah.
Yes. So when I met my aunties, we talked, but they did not want to hit this issue directly. They tried to dodge it a little. However, I said it to them and said, now,
if you want to test, you can go and test. Just choose a day, choose a doctor, choose a hospital, go and test.
Yes.
Yeah. Me, I was confident. I had seen someone earlier before seeing her, so I was totally sure she was healed. And I had a lot of other testimonies, liver, people with diabetes, hypertension, and all those other things. So I was totally sure she was okay. So they chose that we should do the test immediately. I said, okay.
There and then. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was not like a trap, such that we don't choose someone who maybe we've braved or something of the sort.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was okay and comfortable. So
you just moved to the hospital.
So we went to Cathedral House. There is this hospital, International Medical Center. They have laboratories.
Yes.
So my auntie said those were the very best, and the results from those were actually acceptable worldwide, and actually also acceptable with the United Nations organization, the UN. Yeah, that's where one of my aunties works. So we went, we did the test, and it came up non-reactive. However, I don't have those results. They withheld them. They said, okay, we are going to sit in a meeting as a family, we present these findings to them, and we see what happens. Just out there, one of my aunties asked me, she told me, I said, yes, but was she really sick? Or maybe she wasn't sick. It was all just
because of the negative results that came out. Non-reactive, so they were like, maybe it was a joke.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I told her, no. We have seen about 3 results saying positive.
Yes.
So now we see negative. So I'm very sure she was sick, and now she's okay. Well, we separated. They went. I don't know whether they had that meeting. I don't know what happened. Then about a week later, they called me up and said, we needed to go to another hospital in Wanagea for the test. I said, no.
Again, that one was also abrupt.
It was also abrupt.
Yes.
I told him no. I didn't trust that place. I told him to choose another place. So they told me I should go and meet them in DEDORAH. They've got another hospital in Reza. I didn't know which hospital it was. So I met them up. When I met them, that's when they told me. They didn't tell me before. Probably they thought maybe I would call up someone or something. So they didn't call me, they didn't tell me. So when I meet them, that's when they tell me, okay, we're going to Lugoa. There's this place called Joint Clinical Research. I don't know, that Center or Institute Center. So when we get there, we meet a doctor. She did counseling, asked us why do you want to test. Well, I told her, well, we want to confirm if we are really, really okay. So she went ahead with the tests. And
so these tests were being done on 2
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so the doctor told me we are going to do, she said 3 tests. There's a strip method, then there is another one, I don't really remember. Then she said there is a DNA,
yes.
HIV DNA test. So she told me this test can test
The
HIV, the DNA test.
Mm.
Even if someone contracted it yesterday, yeah, it can test even before the window period. These other first 2 methods can only test after the window period of 3 months.
Mm.
But this one, even if you get the virus like yesterday, it doesn't wait for window period, it can detect the virus.
From 1 day onwards,
One day onwards, it can detect. And then she also said that even if someone is using the ARVs,
yes.
usually these first tests, when someone is using ARVs, those tests may give negative results.
Yes.
If actually someone is positive. But she said this DNA test cannot miss. Whether someone is using the ARVs or they got the virus like yesterday, it will show. Yeah. So we had the test. About 3 days later, she called us for the results. So we went to pick the results and were non-reactive.
So this is the result.
Yes.
Joint Clinical Research Center. I'm seeing 2. Okay.
Yes, they gave us these 2. There's this one. I don't know what it is. There's this one also.
Okay. Let me first show you this. Doctor. So these are the results from Joint Clinical Research Center. Razor. Lugoa.
Yes.
Okay. can contact them. Please. Yes, Mr. Seeta.
Yeah, we went ahead with our wedding and we are now married.
Happy marriage.
Happily married, yes.
Yes. When are you expecting?
We are actually expecting.
You're actually expecting.
So anytime this year.
Yeah, there's a little bit of vomiting here and there.
Yes.
Yes, please. Yeah, dear viewers, thank you very much for viewing us. I want to tell you that Pastor Nyanzi welcomes you all for the Sunday services and other services. We are having all these powerful overnights every end of the month. We have seen the miracle hand of God work in Seeta Cathedral. Pastor Nyanzi welcomes you. You are yet to see more and more and more miracles happening in your life. In Jesus' mighty name. Thank you for viewing us. I'm Cathedral Godfrey, Church Administrator, plus Mr. and Mrs. Chisada. We meet again. God bless you.
Mu government tekikkirizibwa kugatta bantu ba discordants ng'omu mulwadde omulala mulamu. Omusango gwa myaka 10 omuntu abagatta. Amiina. So tetuyinza kukola bintu bya kizoole. Naye twebaza Mukama. Era omusumba waffe ekintu kyasinga okwebaliza Mukama. Tulabyeko abantu nga badde balamu. Nga muwala mulamu n'anoonya abasajja n'atambula okuva neeri ne babula. Naye omuntu ng'abadde mulwadde n'awona ate n'afuna n'omwana omulenzi amuwasa. Ekyo tukiddiza Katonda ekitiibwa mu linnya lya Yesu.